Hello and welcome back to Civ5 with me and Duncan talking about strategy stuff and the way we play. As always, this is by no means the best way to play or at all correct advice, in fact. If you want that, I suggest you check out the Reddit link that I'm going to put in the description to this video, where much more expert smartasses than me and Duncan will correct everything wrong that we tell you in this video. Last time...
Well, they might do.
Well, the last couple of times, last sort of series of things we did was really talking about the basic opening and how you should try and get full cities and tradition up. Duncan's favourite strategy is to start with a great library rush.
It's just the only one I've really had, like, a lot of luck with.
Okay, so tell me about this.
What do you mean?
So tell me about the Great Library Rush.
Well, you just get it before anyone else does.
Okay, let's go.
I learnt this. I trained myself to get it really quickly by playing it on God. What's the highest level of difficulty?
Deity.
Deity.
Right.
Because the AI start with one of the texts already, so getting it before them is really, really hard.
Okay, so
and you get it by you need to get time 20, or 19 to beat the AI.
I always think that a Great Library Rush, you need one of two things. You either need to have found a ruin, right, with writing in it.
And you can still do it without that.
Or pottery in it, even.
Yeah.
So you have to go pottery.
So they start with pottery. The AI start with pottery.
Right.
On Deity, which makes it super hard.
So what do you do?
So this already isn't going to beat a Deity computer.
Right, okay, so let's restart. So basically in multiplayer games,
you need
what will happen
forests
is if you are
and a
lucky
hill.
enough to get this specific start, which Duncan's going to tell me, we're going to keep restarting until we get one.
No.
This any good? No.
Jungle's terrible.
So jungle, terrible. Well, actually, maybe we shouldn't be talking about... Maybe we should be talking about these starts before we just restart them.
Okay, well, so jungle is no production. So it's really, really slow start, but it's got a good middle game, a good late game because of the university.
I really think that a jungle start is weak.
It is. It's super, super slow, but once you've got universities, you will get science per jungle
Look at this start. If I saw this start, I would start crying.
I'd cry. Well, you've got two luxuries, which is not bad.
Well, they're both gold luxuries, which I don't really want, because I don't really want to work them. This is a horrible start for me.
It's a terrible start.
I can't see over that hill, and I know that hill isn't a river, so I can't move there. I want to move here, because at least that's onto a hill.
You can move directly up to that hill, maybe. See what's there. I mean,
so if I started here, right,
it's
like
an awful start.
This would be a disaster. So let's just build here and see what I've got.
Restart.
No, but imagine you get this in a multiplayer game. What the hell do you do?
You'd pray that someone else would hate the start, and you could maybe
restart.
Tactically restart.
No. Well, the thing is, look. That's a bananas there, so we're not in the worst, and that is actually randomly one of the first places that the AI will expand to. So it will choose one of these 3 in 10 turns, which is ages. But once we get it, it's okay. Look, if we send out our worker, our guy, to find a city state, maybe he can get a couple of city states, or even just one, and then I can buy the bananas for 40 gold, 30 gold even. So if I find a city state first, that will give me the 30 gold I need to buy that. I can quickly buy that, start working that. Suddenly, I'm going to start going. The issue here is that
jungle gives you food, but no production. So you building anything takes forever.
Yeah, that is going to be a real problem this game for whoever starts here. Now, it's not the end of the world.
You want a river, so you get the river production, which isn't so bad.
What it's going to mean is that for a start like this, you have to think about how can you possibly play and do well. And I always struggle on starts like this because with plenty of food means plenty of growth, but it doesn't necessarily mean you can get other cities out quickly. So what have we got? Oh, so I think we just actually researched pottery.
Ah, you did, which is annoying because you already nearly had it.
But that sped me up, and I can go bam into writing for the Great Library Rush.
Which you can't get with this.
Which I can't get with this.
There's not a production. You can't do it.
There's no chance?
Nah. Well, against maybe in a game where no one goes for it until turn 35, like last one we did. That'd be easy. But in a multiplayer game, someone's going to go in for it.
So don't do it on this one.
You only do it if you've got the right start for it.
Right. Oh, bloody, this start is a disaster.
There's some pearls up there.
Well, I'm on a Plains Hill River. I've got a couple of plains. Maybe this isn't as bad as we think. Maybe it's going to be fine.
You can always cut down some jungle as well. Once you've got... But you need, bronze working to do that. Or iron... Yeah, bronze working.
Okay, now I didn't do the production trick, which I should have done, but it didn't make any difference, I don't think. I missed out on one production. Whoop-de-doo. I haven't found a city-state yet, so I haven't got enough gold to actually buy that banana, so I'm still struggling a bit.
I mean, food's not really a problem at the moment.
There's some culture. Okay, that culture. Now, a little trick that you might not know is that I have enough culture, okay, to make a new policy, but it hasn't popped up.
Oh, why is that?
Because it doesn't.
Because you got it from something.
Yeah, so now I can actually do it, though. Look, I can actually adopt tradition, even though it didn't tell me. It's because I had enough. Isn't that...
Right.
There you go, you've learned something.
Weird.
Well, it's not weird. It's just that I got it from ruins.
Right.
And that's a little trick. See, I'm now... That's given me an extra 3 culture because I put it in then instead of next turn.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's little tricks like that really make a big difference.
So would that have reset? No, it wouldn't have, though. It would have kept it anyway.
God, where are these city-states? Well, look, that's a bit of a slow start. But I think... So because I'm the Mayans, I start with this bonus shrine. That's what this is.
I guess the Mayans have a jungle bias, don't they?
Maybe. I don't know. There is a bias list, actually. It's one of Filthy's tier things that we use. I think I've been putting a link to that in the description as well. I will do anyway. I'll go back and put it in.
So it says it had like a plains bias. That would be a good one.
Yeah.
I remember I tried to play Elizabeth once, and I got like...
There is one with a plains bias.
I tried like 6 different starts with Elizabeth and didn't get a single coastal start.
Well, you should do, because they have a coastal bias. Anyway, so if I was in this situation, I'm just going to stick to the standard build, because it's a bit slower, but it's not terrible. I've got a scout, I've got my pyramid.
So in this build, you'll go...
It's a shrine here, sorry.
You'll go for the things first. These luxuries are different, aren't they? So you need plantations.
These are sugar and dyes. Now,
so you had to go calendar, I guess, earlier.
Oh, yeah, I do.
And then for the bananas as well, I guess. Did bananas use plantations? I think they do.
Let's just... but bananas use a plantation, yeah, but you won't normally... you won't normally do anything to these bananas.
No?
You'll just leave them as they are. Or, well, I don't know.
An extra food.
It's weird. I think people do weird things with bananas. I'm not quite sure why. That sounds wrong. So if you're playing a Great Library Rush, do you build it here? Do you go production?
You go for that, yeah.
You go for that, okay. Just
But
checking.
We're not doing it, though.
Are we not?
No, it's crazy.
I'm now 22 turns away. So...
Yeah.
This is a failed Great Library Rush.
Well, I guess you see that what you generally do is you go for a worker earlier
straight away.
You get a scout, and then you get...
So do you not build the shrine?
No. You're going to get a worker so you can cut down trees.
Even as the Mayans, you wouldn't build a shrine?
What does that give you?
Plus faith and science.
Or maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't...
Okay, you wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do it with a jungle star.
Oh, man, so the problem is production. You know, we just don't have it.
Yeah.
And there's no way to get it either. And unfortunately, our 2 growth tiles have grown to these useless tiles that we don't want to work. You know, this is going to be this is the only one we wanted.
It's annoying you can't set the growth.
It is.
That'd be a good feature.
It's randomized, so it's just unfortunate. So we can build the Great Library. So this is what you do: you go pottery into writing. It's quite quick. I mean, we're there at turn 11, so we can start building it at turn 11. That seems quite quick to me. When do you normally start building it?
Against a deity computer, though, you want to have it built by turn 20.
Right. So how do you get it faster than 11 turns of research?
You start on a hill, for one thing, so you've got an extra production.
Yeah.
You get an early worker, so you can cut down trees, which gives you production.
Yeah.
Like one-off production hits, and that's pretty much it. You can, if you're fast enough, you can get it by turn 20.
Okay. Now
turn 20 is super quick though.
What do you actually research with it, though?
You get like well, when you're building it, you go calendar, then you can get philosophy.
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing, standards. But, I mean, in this game, it's just impossible. I mean, the problem is that people who don't understand a Great Library Rush might assume that they could do it any time as a strategy.
And it also gives you a free library. So
it just doesn't work.
You get philosophy, then you can instantly build National College.
Right, I see. That's the strategy.
Yeah.
Well, that actually works pretty good. So, in this situation, I'm in a bit of trouble. In a jungle. I shouldn't be doing the Great Library at all. I don't know what I should be doing. Maybe people can tell me what I should be doing, because I don't really know. I found a city state finally up there, which is no good. I've explored down here and found another one, which I guess...
I don't know. I don't know how to deal with jungle starts. Like, the last game I had a jungle start in was the Orange Islands War one.
Oh, right.
I think. And they just did awfully.
Well, do you know what, though? I think... Well, let's just see. So let's get up to 3 population and see what happens. Because at 3 population is normally the time when I start building settlers. And we'll just see how it looks. So the jungle pantheon is actually Sacred Path.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, we are not actually going to be working any of these jungle tiles for ages.
Yeah.
But eventually, we might be working a lot of jungle tiles. Because if we put our second city around here on this banana... or over here, there's even more jungle down here. So it looks like later in the game we might be able to be getting, 20 or 30 culture per turn from jungle.
Well, that's what Brazil's all about, isn't it?
So, but I don't really rate this because it feels like a very late sort of thing. Obviously, we can, however, get God King, which is always the classic fallback.
That'll give you a bit of production.
Emergency Pantheon. Yep. And it does help you with a bit of production. So let's get that. The reason I'm not getting these ones is because I'm just not going to work them. The other option, of course, here is Sun God, which I didn't get, which is plus food on bananas, deer, and wheat. If you get a couple of bananas, suddenly it's worth it, right? Also, the other one, like food on camps, might be worth it, or pastures might be worth it. We don't have pastures, and we don't have camps, so I'm stuck, really. There is one which is bonus on plantations, but I'm not going to work these. I'm just not. So... who cares? Right, here we go. So I saw them, but because I hadn't been next to them, I didn't actually meet them. And so I didn't get the 30 gold. So you have to be careful of that. If you find a ruin and you reveal someone, but you don't actually go next to their borders, you don't get the gold. Like, if I go here, 30 gold. So I'm now 84 gold. So now you can buy those freaking bananas.
Banana!
Finally, bananas. Let's put it on production focus. And even with that, it still says 1 turn. So units orders. Cool. Next turn. Let's just see how my great library goes. And we'll just leave it. So it's now 11 turns to go. It's getting there, Duncan. It's actually getting there. Well, it's now says 13. I think that's because I don't have any production tiles at all.
Yeah.
So let's buy...
It's the worst. Oh, there's some hills there.
This hill. And put someone on there. Put someone on there. And then how many turns is it now? 10 turns. So I'll be finished at turn 24. Is that okay?
That's pretty okay. I mean, that's going to beat most other players that aren't going for it, or aren't just super going for it. So, I mean, you can always cut down those trees that the wine is on, or the dye is on, whatever that is.
Oh yeah,
and that'll give you an extra 20 or so.
Well, I mean, I've obviously chosen here to be the Mayans. So the thing is, if you're the Mayans, you want to build this pyramid because it's so good.
Yeah.
And therefore, you don't really want to do the Great Library Rush because you can't.
Well, yeah, you wouldn't do it on this because you get a
what I'm saying
bias
is that
and you want to build that. So
certain civs can't do a Great Library Rush.
No.
Because they shouldn't. And certain scenarios, like situations, shouldn't really do it either. Also, it kind of gimps you. Like, I'm having to put points in here instead of going down to the free monuments and the food. I'm also having to not build settlers. I'm also having to wait. Yeah. And so it is a strategy that it is powerful, but it puts you back and it changes your gameplay.
It gives you a massive advantage in science.
There is a massive risk though.
But yeah.
And if you miss it, you might have lost land. We might have lost a city over here.
Yeah.
We're not actually, because we found there's a peninsula with no one on it, so this is pretty safe. We've done a bit of scouting down here. There's no fucker down here either. So, this is probably safe. There's a nice-ish city spot probably like here.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's probably all right. And you get the bananas straight away. And so as soon as you plonk down the city, that's 3 food in per turn. Down here, I think these tiles are okay. Sort of mountain, river, hill combo. That's probably a good spot.
I hate these kind of thin water maps.
This is a part of a Pangea, though.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Just so happens that this is what's happened. So, of course, the alternative, if I wasn't going Great Library Rush here, and if I wanted to play the classic 4-city tradition, is to start building a settler here instead. Obviously, this hill is really playing a big, important role. Why is it not working that? Crazy. So instead, I could be building a settler. Now, look at that. 8 turns to build a settler. It's not actually that bad. I'm getting 9 production. In the last playthrough, I was only getting 10 production.
Yeah.
So what you'll find is that because of a decent food tile like this, that actually, actually taking him off the food actually gives me an additional flipping worker, additional production.
Oh, right.
So it's actually even now 10 production rather than 9. So I thought, see, the ratio of food conversion to production is poor.
Yeah, so it's actually worth doing that.
So it's actually worth doing 0 food, starving my people to death, as long as I make sure that as soon as that settler is built...
Such a strange mechanic,
I don't do anything. Now, the key is to make sure you don't have anything queued after it. Okay, if I'd queued up a library after this, as soon as that settler was built, it would start building a library, and I might not notice it in a multiplayer game, and then I'll starve my city. So make sure you don't have anything queued. But, I mean, actually... This isn't as bad as I thought. Look, I'm getting 10 production in per turn. None of that is from this. You know, that doesn't actually help me. You know, so...
Well, you switch to the settler now.
But I think the God King is helping. You know, the extra production from God King's helping. I'm on a plains. I'm on a hill even, which is giving me 2. I think that first game I wasn't on a hill. I think the base production of the city is doing all right.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad.
Palace gives you 4, that's right. So... Honestly, like I reckon I could probably pump out a couple of settlers here and just carry on with the 4-city tradition as normal. It's a jungle start, but this is how I would play it. I wouldn't have great libraried, and Duncan wouldn't have great libraried. So that's how we would do that.
You probably could have, though, actually. But it would be more risky. Like
it would.
You should only read a great library if you can be certain that you'll get it.
Something wrong.
Oh, no.
What's wrong?
So I went for Delicatessen.
Delicatessen.